Did you know that a doctor once disappeared into the most radioactive place on Earth just to be alone? In September 2019, Dr. Rachel Torres received test results that changed everything. Cancer. From years of radiation exposure at Johns Hopkins Hospital. She had spent 15 years treating cancer patients, attending conferences, working endless shifts. Now she was the patient. Rachel requested indefinite leave, sold her Baltimore home, and vanished. Months later, she was found living in Pripyat inside the Chernobyl exclusion zone. She had chosen the most forbidden place on the planet as her home. International inspectors discovered her in a decontaminated apartment building, completely self-sufficient. She had turned her medical knowledge into survival skills, living where no one else could. The woman who once healed people had become a ghost in a ghost town. Rachel had found the ultimate escape from society in the world's most dangerous wasteland. She traded saving lives for absolute solitude among radioactive ruins. Did you know that a Wall Street trader made millions while living 60 feet underground like a mole person? Sebastian Kim was pulling 80-hour weeks trading stocks from his Manhattan office until March 2020. When the market crashed, something inside him snapped completely. He watched his screens flash red as billions vanished, and he couldn't handle another human interaction. So he withdrew his entire $3.2 million savings and bought an abandoned missile silo in North Dakota. He spent months converting it into an underground trading fortress, installing satellite internet and backup power systems. While the world moved on, Sebastian descended into his concrete tomb and never came back up. For 3 years, he executed million-dollar trades from 60 feet below ground, avoiding all human contact. His hermit lifestyle actually made him a better trader. His profits soared, until FBI agents investigating suspicious trading patterns discovered his subterranean empire. They found him pale as a ghost, surrounded by glowing monitors in his underground kingdom. He had become the ultimate trading hermit. Did you know a funeral director faked his own death to escape society forever? Frank Morrison had spent 25 years preparing dead bodies and comforting grieving families. But in August 2021, during his own father's funeral service, something inside him finally snapped. He couldn't handle another day surrounded by death and endless social obligations. So he used his mortuary expertise to stage the perfect disappearance. Morrison forged medical examiner documents and arranged his own cremation using pig remains instead of his body. He knew exactly how the system worked, every loophole and procedure. Within weeks, Frank Morrison was officially dead, while the real man fled to a remote cabin in Alaska. For 2 years, he lived completely alone under a fake identity. No family, no friends, no society at all. But then his former assistant spotted him buying supplies in Anchorage. The funeral industry was shocked when the dead man turned out to be very much alive. He had pulled off the perfect escape using insider knowledge of death itself. Did you know a high-end escort completely vanished from his luxury lifestyle to become a hermit monk? In December 2020, Gabriel Santos was living the ultimate party life in Manhattan. Wealthy clients, 5-star hotels, designer clothes, and constant social events. Then he got a letter. His estranged religious uncle had died, leaving him a crumbling monastery in remote Montana mountains. Gabriel flew out just to sell the property, but something strange happened. Walking through the dusty halls filled with ancient religious books, he felt something he'd never experienced. Peace, complete silence. No phones, no clients, no performance. He stayed one night, then a week, then a month. Gabriel learned to bake bread, copy manuscripts by hand, and live in total solitude. 2 years later, worried former clients hired private investigators to find him. They discovered their former companion had taken vows of silence and celibacy. The man who once charged thousands for his company now refused to speak to anyone. He had become a true hermit monk. Did you know a world-famous magician performed the ultimate disappearing act by vanishing from his own life forever? Marcus Chen was a stage magician who dazzled audiences at Hollywood's Magic Castle for years. But by July 2019, the constant performances and endless crowds had pushed him to his breaking point. On his final night, he performed an elaborate vanishing trick that was supposed to be temporary. Instead, he never came back. Chen used every technique from his magic career to erase himself completely. He applied misdirection principles to throw off anyone tracking him, created false identities using his prop-making skills. For months, he methodically built a new existence in rural Oregon, living completely off the grid. Entertainment industry investigators searched everywhere, following dead-end leads and fake trails. When they finally found him, he was living in a hand-built cabin deep in the wilderness. The man who once craved applause had become a master hermit. His greatest trick wasn't making objects disappear on stage, it was making himself vanish from the world entirely.